Federal Credit Union, located at 711 and 715 Ridge Road. Applicant Jason Stanley is requesting site plan review in association with the demolition of the existing structure, two-story residential dwelling, barn, and garage, and the construction of a new 2,600 square foot banking facility with internal site parking on a proposed 2.26 acre lot located in the medium intensity commercial district under section 269-5 of the Code of the Town of Webster.
Yes, sir. Good evening. My name is Evan Gaffel with Cottage Engineering. I represent PW Campbell and Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union. I spoke with the president of the credit union today, and he had a commitment he couldn't come, but we are here for concept review at the corner of Ridge and Cash. Gosh, look at that color. So currently on the parcel, there is an existing residential house and two other accessory structures, garage, barns. The two lots currently are about 2 acres. The intent is to remove the structures and build a new banking facility. The building will be 25 to 2,600 square feet. Okay, that's not wrong. We can just use that as a So together, the acreage is 2 acres. We oriented the structure to the corner of Passion Ridge, utilizing an access that will be off of the Country Max existing entrance off Ridge, as we don't want to have a separate connection to Ridge Road. I know Country Max had submitted a letter stating that, during their approvals, the board wanted cross-access. There's no easement set, but the credit union has approached them today based on that letter to start working through that discussion. The second entrance would be onto Patch. And again, we kind of oriented the slight angle to address the intersection, allowed the parking to stay in the rear of the property. And then, as everybody knows, the grade falls off pretty quickly to the south off Ridge. So keeping it up closer to Ridge mitigates or limits the amount of grading that has to happen there. And in the southern portion of the site, there is also a large vegetation buffer that the client definitely wants to maintain as much as possible. So you can see, and maybe in my rendering, you can see the darker spot here. So the drive up, there will be an ATM and 2 electronic tellers. And I asked a question about the queuing. There's enough there for roughly 6 cars. They currently, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union is currently down the road, where the 815 Ridge Road. They currently lease that building, and they're looking to purchase this property or have purchased the property to build their own no longer lease. So speaking to the credit union, it's typical that a person can drive in and utilize one of the 3 drive-ups and not have to wait and be served immediately. I think that's So we're going to sheet flow to a couple bioretention areas, and then the drainage will continue to the south. Utilities will be picked up off of Ridge and Patch, make the water we can get without being in DOT right away. So yeah, that's going to overview the concept of where we are.
I think you've done a nice job with this. I think the whole plan is a nice plan. I'm glad to hear that you are, that they are working along with Country Max to resolve that part. Only issue I have is on the Hatch Road, and I feel very strong that that connection should go south and connect to the other entrance to Country Max. The reason is, I know there's some difficulties involved, but that section of Hatch Road is super busy. It gets super busy there. And you're almost right across from Goshorn's exit right there,
Right.
which is, and he does a lot of business. And there's a lot of people, unfortunately, take advantage of that because they come out, go north on Hatch Road, cut into his property, and then go out to Ridge Road. And then come back through that way, using his property to avoid the light and avoid the traffic.
Gotcha.
And I think that that particular configuration there should be added to the southern entrance to Country Max.
Yeah, it's
Other
certainly
than that, I think you've got a great plan.
Okay, thank you. It's something we can explore, discuss, sure. There were also some building renderings, kind of, you know, their brand and what they were thinking. So it's kind of a mix of different materials. There's some brick on it, there's some cultured stone, some aluminum accents, glass. Pretty modern.
I think it's an attractive looking building.
Yeah, very nice.
Good mix of materials.
It's an asset to that whole area right there, actually, in my opinion.
I think it's a great use of the corner.
Absolutely.
Pretty neat. Better than
Low volume of traffic, we did have, Burn Dairy came in a while ago, Josh, remember? And they want to put full service station there, gas, and that's like, yeah, that's going to work. And that was discouraged. This is minimal traffic. I'd just like to see that one issue resolved. Other than that, I think this is great.
And hopefully they can work that out because of the configuration they're tearing out.
Yes, I
If you're
agree.
talking about people cutting the intersection, it would be attractive to cut the intersection.
That's what they do, they'll cut right through there, you know?
Because right now it stacks up really two countries next to where I live.
Yeah.
And that section of Hatch Road is kind of a nasty piece anyways. It's actually got railroad timbers on the side there to,
Right.
to ride and make a turning lane to go east off of Hatch onto Ridge.
Right.
All right, anybody, any other concerns? No? Only thing I see is an issue. Okay, I guess with that, we're all set. Good.
Okay.
Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Good luck with the changing that
Excuse me,
ingress and egress there too, yeah.
would it be open for
I'm sorry?
comments?
Just a question. Do we have a chance to ask a couple
Sure,
questions?
you got a few minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My name is Mary Ellen Kimball, I live at 1066 Hatch Road. When Country Max originally made their plans to build there, that exit on Hatch Road was only to be utilized, that was a service road, and it was not to be used as an entrance or an exit.
Really?
Yes, really, yeah.
It goes right into their site.
I
Yeah, but it
know.
was just gonna be a service road for
A
them to bring in their
service, because they
18-wheelers?
There's
That's what it
big
is.
trucks coming in.
Oh, no. Spend some time out there. You'll see how many people utilize that as part of a road. Oh, yeah.
And there's a culvert there also on that, right adjacent to your property. I don't know if it's on your property or if it's,
It's right in that corner.
yeah. And
Yeah, it's a big one.
And it is, and it's, in the springtime, it's very active. It's that stream that comes down through there. So I'm just wondering what you're going, what are you planning on doing with that?
The original stream used to follow this
Yeah.
Yeah,
path.
they moved it.
And when they built the Country Max, it was diverted to that culvert that goes around. So that culvert, I mean, will be part of our engineering to make sure that it's gonna handle what we're putting in with the regulations that we have. We're not allowed to add more than what's going to it today. And if you look behind, the Country Max has larger retention ponds behind them, and they have to do the same thing where they have to retain stormwater, and they can only allow so much to leave so that we don't overbear that.
Right, they have a bit, right along the side of the Country Nexus property is where they've
On the north side of the service road,
Yeah.
they had dug it out for like, for snow
Yep.
and any rains
So
or
I would
anything like
assume that
that.
would be their,
So,
that would be their,
Because it handles a lot of water, especially in the springtime.
Hold on, wait a minute, this isn't a back and forth
I'm
thing.
sorry.
What they'll have to do is address what we're requesting when they come back in. As far as that road connecting, they'll have to show the details. We're not gonna resolve it right now.
Right.
We're looking at, we're all aware of the drainage line going through there. I guess my question to you would be, what would be the problem with them going, connecting to that roadway, as opposed to putting another driveway in? See what I'm saying? That's why
I
my suggestion
understand.
is to eliminate
Right,
that.
I understand that. I'm just concerned about,
the board said, the time Country Max was going in,
She's up here speaking, please.
yeah, go ahead. You talk.
you guys said that that was just gonna be a service road, Doug Kimball. A service road on that side, okay? So everything got,
Let me ask you the question then, what would a service road be?
It was for their trucks.
It's for the trucks.
It was for the trucks that loaded and unloaded.
This
because
isn't
they
a
had
public
dock.
hearing, we're just giving you the courtesy to express something. Go ahead.
What did you say? I'm sorry, I have trouble hearing you. I'm sorry.
Well, no, my question is, what's the difference between that being a roadway or a service road?
The amount of traffic.
yeah, the traffic is
The number of
increased.
cars coming in and out.
Well, that's good, I'm glad to hear that, because that was the intent of it. For cars to go in and out, they don't necessarily, people could come out and go up to Hatch Road to the signal light to be able to go out at a signal light as opposed to try and necessarily get out directly on Ridge Road on every traffic day. That was the
Well,
intent of
you were
it.
just saying about the chiropractor up there, how people are cutting through. Well, that's what they're doing with Country Max now. They cut through Country Max to avoid the light. So, is one good and the other one not good?
All right, let's end this conversation.
Okay, let's do it.
We can't control that.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Try to eliminate it.
Yeah, I know.
On the Hatch Road. That's all.
I know, the planning board doesn't seem capable of controlling the great
Yeah,
deal.
you're right, yeah, sorry. Just learning. So look at that, what can be done with that?